person, where your heart will follow in passion, you will also follow a strange God. Ask him. Oh, you can ask the wisest man that ever lived. He was so wise, he was dumb. To let all those strange women turn his heart from God, that he began to worship and set up in the sanctuary sacrifices to these strange gods. How can you know God and go after a strange God? It's where you let your passions go. See, now stop and think. So you had these horrors women in the church. And so Eli said, they must be, you must be one of those. And I know I probably said it before, but I'm just going to say it one more time. Every woman is in a place of sorrow. Do not be discouraged because you're misidentified and misunderstood. That people look at you when it's your secret to bury down and produce, and they accuse you of being somebody you are not. But you don't stop the tears from flowing. You don't dam up the wellspring of your soul because you are misidentified and misunderstood, and may I add, in the church. It's one thing to be called something you're not by those who supposedly don't know God. But when those who walk among you misidentify you, and when those who are supposed to be a part of you accuse you, and when those who are supposed to know you in the spirit call you out of your name and accuse you of something you're not guilty of, when they look at you and call you a hypocrite, when they look at you and size you up as a strange woman, it pierces the heart on a deeper level. But don't you stop crying. Hannah was falsely accused, but she kept on crying. And the Bible says she was crying with such great depth of her soul that after a while she had no more words. Have you ever been there? I've been there. Till my language became my tears. And I'm so glad that God has a degree in the language of tear interpretation. Oh, that tear was for the hurt you felt this morning. That one that just dropped, that was for the name you were called last night. Oh, that was the heartbreak you felt when the person that you helped all your life decided, I don't want you or need you anymore. He understands the language of your tears. He interprets them very well. She cried until she had no more tears and no more words. And it was at that point where God said, it's enough now. Because you've gone through the valley of Baker. You've gone from barrenness now to birthing. And she conceived. I am closing. How to be a rainmaker is not a mystery. The location is called the Valley of Baca. But for you, transform it into a well. Spring up, O well, for my soul. Create the water source. There is a necessary cry that must come up out of your soul in the Baca Valley. If you will give God what he wants, then you will transform the location. Okay, let me see. It's like this. You remember when Jacob was running from his brother?
Lord have mercy.
He comes to the land of Luz. It's Luz for everybody else. But when he gets a revelation between a rock and a hard place, he wakes up to an understanding that God is right here. I've been calling this a hard place. I've been calling this a miserable place. But he says, no, I'm changing the name. It used to be called Love, but now this is none other than Bethel. This is the house of God. God was here, and I didn't even know it. But when I realized that I have the ability to change the dimension of my atmosphere, I have the ability to rename it. I won't let it be what they say it is. They say it's the valley of tears, but I say it's the place of a well.
Hey.
I'm changing the name. I'm making it what it was not. But in this place, it would do me good. This is not a valley. This is not a desert. This is not a painful place. This is my well. It's the same way, the same way, the same way. when Abraham was in a place where it had been owned by heathens. But when Abraham got there, he bought the land and he changed the name. Okay. Old Testament, the last one I'll give you. Everybody else is in Egypt, undergoing the curse of the lice, of the frogs, of the blood, except for one small group of people that are in Egypt as well. Except for the place where they were is blood covered, blood sealed. They should have been having lice and frogs. They should have been having blood and water. Their firstborn should have been tired. But the name of that place was not Egypt. The name of that place was called Goshen. I'm trying to tell you, you can become a transformer when you perceive that you don't have to allow your environment to dictate to you what it's going to be. You can go through a valley and become a rainmaker. So that in no season in your life do you have to be in a dry spell. Going through the valley of Baker, make it a well. Wells are deep water reservoirs. So the rest of that verse, number 6, if you make it a well, then you turn the pools underneath the earth into the rain. Whew, God, I thank you. You transform what should have been a curse into a blessing. Can I say it like this? God ain't gonna do, because the only thing he's going to do is to give you rain in its season, because you've obeyed him and followed him. You got a promise of rain in its season. But God says you can have a blessing out of season if you know how to make it.
Love it.
Tap your neighbor one time, say make it.
Make it.
Rain maker.
Rain maker.
Make it rain. Make it rain maker. Make it rain. I came to authorize each one of you, certify and sanction every one of you to get the wisdom of it. So from this day forward, you never have to endure a dry season. I come to certify every one of you who want to be an agent of change and transformation to become a bona fide, valified rain maker. Make it a well. Make it a well. It's not a bitter place. It's not a bad place. I'm not complaining about where I am, because it's necessary for me to go through this. If I'm going in the work of the Lord, if I'm going in the will of God, if I'm going to kingdom destination, I've got to pass through the valley of Baca. But just because I've got to go through it, don't mean I got to die in it. Just because I've got to go through it, don't mean it's got to consume me. Just because everybody else that's in it, if heaven's failing, don't mean I can't have my increase in prosperity. God promises you showers of blessings in this season. And you can create your own time of rain in the midst of a dry spell. Everybody on your feet.